Very good morning, children. Today we are going to read about nutrition in plants. This is biology IIT topic. So under this, first I want to take nutrition. Two types of nutrition we can observe in our regular life and regular surroundings. What are those? Autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic means which are producing their own food themselves and giving food to the other living organisms. Coming to the heterotrophs, those are depending on other animals and plants for their food. Heterotrophs are depending on food, depending on plants and other animals for food. So here depending on plants and animals also. We are, for example, human beings, we are depending on plants for food. We are taking fruits, dals, grains and cereals, all fries, all we are getting from plants only. And coming to the animals, we are eating meat, milk, we are drinking all we are drinking milk, meat, we are taking in. So these all are coming from animals. So that's why we are depending on plants and animals. Other living organisms మీద depend అవుతున్నాం కదా. So we are comes under heterotrophic nutrition. So here autotrophic means only plants which are participating in photosynthesis process and getting their own food, and they are not taking externally food. And also you felt happy like that at that time, xylem phloem vessels time lo. Yes, excretion. That excretion chemical related, chemical reaction only. How we are getting curd from milk, that is chemical. And coming to the photo, autotrophic, all green plants, yes, purple, red and green bacteria, these all are participating in photosynthesis. So these are autotrophic related things. And coming to the heterotrophic, parasitic, saprophytic, symbiotic, insectivorous. These all are, you know that. Parasitic means they are depending on other for food. Like parasitic means here total and partial. Total part. Stem, root, we have cascata and orohandsche. These all are depending on other animals. Parasitic means depending on other animals. Saprophytic, symbiotic means sharing their lives. And this is sharing nana lichen root nodules. Root nodules are depending on that rhizobium bacteria ఉంటుంది కదా, nitrogen fixation bacteria, they are depending on those, and that bacteria takes shelter from that roots. ఓకేనా, బ్యాక్టీరియా దాంట్లో షెల్టర్ తీసుకొని నైట్రోజన్ అనేది రూట్ నోడ్యూల్స్ లో ఫిక్స్ చేస్తుంది. సో డ్యూ టు దట్ ప్లాంట్స్ ఆర్ గెటింగ్ నైట్రోజన్, దే షేరింగ్ their life. In that manner, sharing of life is called a symbiotic. And parasitic means totally depends on others or partially depends on others. So here some examples they have given in that manner. Parasitic means depending on other for food and shelter. And saprophytic, so monotropa, these are all the examples. Okay na. Symbiotic, about these details, clear details we'll discuss in next classes continuation. And insectivorous, some insectivorous. So here see, autotrophic, already I told you. Tropos means nourishment. Tropos means nourishment. So auto means self and tropos means nourishment. Plants are called autotrophs. Self nourishment. Okay na. Auto ante self, trophic means nourishment. Self nourishment. వాటికవే నరిష్ చేసుకునేవి autotrophic nutrition. And coming to the heterotrophic. Hetero means others and tropos means nourishment. So others, depending on others for their nourishment, those are comes under heterotrophic. Okay na. Textbook whatever the matter is clear matter nana. The series last year kante koncham better ga undi. The next one is process of food making in green plants. So how the green plants are getting their food? Green plants make their own food themselves. Yes, and xylem vessels are there, phloem vessels are there. These all we have discussed in last year only. Xylem vessels which are carrying and which are absorbing water from the soil, nutrients from the soil, and passing those to the upper parts of the plant. And then afterwards, after completion of the photosynthesis, food provided after that phloem vessels carry that food content, food nutrients into the all other parts of the plant. So this process is possible in the presence of chlorophyll. Okay, green pigment which presents in the food production is possible by leaves, because leaves are green parts of the plant which are participating in photosynthesis with the help of chlorophyll, which contains magnesium, which is green in color. However, we are having red blood because of the iron. We have iron, hemoglobin. Due to that only hemoglobin lo iron undi kada. So here chlorophyll. So due to the chlorophyll, inside of that magnesium presents. Due to that, that is in green color. Okay na? Chlorophyll hemoglobin red color lo undi, chlorophyll green color lo undi. So hemoglobin red undadaniki iron reason aithe, chlorophyll green color pigment ki reason entante what I told, magnesium. That only na? So because of that is in green color, and this is the equation you have to understand. Here see, first I'll start with nutrition in plants, autotrophic nutrition. Autotrophic nutrition. What is auto? Auto means self nourishment. Tropic, tropos means nourishment. And while coming to the heterotrophic nutrition. Hetero means others, and tropic means tropos, nourishment. So in this manner we have to understand. So these are depending on themselves, and these are depending on other living organisms for food. I think you understood from the self nourishment and others. Depends on others. Depends on others for nourishment. Okay na Shriyansh? So in that manner we can understand. So photosynthesis. So how it is possible, Nana, photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide, directly from the carbon dioxide from atmosphere, from childhood onwards you are studying this photosynthesis, yes, from atmosphere, and through pipelines xylem pipelines. What are those, Nana? Absorbed water absorbing of water, nutrients from the soil, from soil, and then these are going up. Chlorophyll present, chlorophyll in leaves because of due to presence of magnesium in that, so due to the presence of that, they are in green color. And what is the reaction? 6CO2 plus 12H2O in the presence of sunlight and the chlorophyll, because of chlorophyll presence. C6H12O6 is the glucose formula, and the 6O2, this is gas, and 6H2O, water molecule. Okay na, 6H2O, C6H12O6 plus 6O2 plus 6H2O. This is the photosynthesis equation you have to understand. Okay, and this is the carbohydrates, glucose production possible in the case of plants. This is the process of photosynthesis, and release oxygen to the atmosphere and takes carbon dioxide in. So due to that, environment will be very clean. Yes, so plants are the ultimate source for the living organisms, food source, And the sun is the ultimate source of energy for all living organisms, because sun giving source to the plants and plants are source to us. So that's why sun is the ultimate source for all living organisms. Okay. So pine trees and other conifers have evolved to grow triangle shape because of photosynthesis. So according to their need, they have to adapt to the situation. And flowering are necessary conditions for following are necessary conditions for photosynthesis to be taken place. What are the necessary conditions for photosynthesis? Sunlight must ensure, chlorophyll needed, water needed, carbon dioxide needed, and photosynthesis in alga. And last year onwards, I am telling you, photosynthesis in alga. Green patches in ponds are near the stagnant water. Did you observe anywhere? Did you observe all green patches in ponds? Observed or not? Can be seen easily. These green patches are living organisms called alga. Those are alga, Nana. Half of that oxygen in atmosphere is coming from the alga only. We are studying from childhood onwards. Oxygen is giving by plants, but alga, half of the oxygen is giving by alga only. So alga are plants. Often alga grow near the shallow waterlogged areas such as near tube wells, taps, etc. So one may slip over it. Alga look green because of presence of chlorophyll. So in that alga also chlorophyll presented, due to that only it participating in photosynthesis. Okay, and half of the atmosphere's oxygen is coming from the alga only. And synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrate. Other than carbohydrate, plant food. What are those? Nitrogen is most. Proteins are nitrogenous substances which contain nitrogen. And most probably plants are needed more amount of nitrogen. And nitrogen is present in abundance in, because 78% in our atmosphere is nitrogen only. But plants cannot get directly that into them. Directly they are not able to take that into it. So after dissolved in soil, then only they can take that nitrogen. As like carbon dioxide, nitrogen they cannot take. అట్మాస్ఫియర్ లో ఉన్న నైట్రోజన్ ని డైరెక్ట్ గా కార్బన్ డైఆక్సైడ్ ని తీసుకున్నట్టుగా తీసుకోలేవు. ఆ నైట్రోజన్ సాయిల్ లో మిక్స్ అవ్వాలి. ఓకే, వాట్ ఎవర్ ద ఫెర్టిలైజర్స్ వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ ఇన్ దట్ మోస్ట్ ప్రాబబ్లీ నైట్రోజన్ ఉంటుంది. అందుకనే నైట్రోజన్ in the soil is most important for plants. Most probably they needed that protein content of nitrogen. So due to that, they absorb from the soil through xylem vessels. So this is possible by nitrogen fixation bacteria, rhizobium. Here see the given rhizobium bacteria will fix that nitrogen into the soil. Okay na Venkateshwarlu? So then only plants are taking that nitrogen after dissolved that in soil. So through xylem vessels, the nitrogenous components avvanivandi. Other than that, any nutrition which is related to the plant and water which is absorbed by roots first, and roots to xylem vessels to all the parts, pipelines. Already I told. And in this manner, plants are getting their food. Rhizobium is the nitrogen fixation bacteria, and which is observed in plants like peas, mung beans, and other legumes అంటారు నాన్న. And which are the type of ఈ peas ఏవైతే ఉన్నాయో, పీనట్స్, గ్రౌండ్ నట్స్, పల్లీలు, ఇలాంటివన్నీ ఏం చేస్తాయంటే ఈ క్రాప్స్ వన్స్ పెట్టినట్టయితే సాయిల్లో నైట్రోజన్ కంటెంట్ అనేది ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతుంది. ఆ రూట్ నోడ్యూల్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా వాటివి. సో దే విల్ గివ్ షెల్టర్ టు దిస్ రైజోబియం బ్యాక్టీరియా. సో అందుకని మనం రైసే పెట్టకుండా వన్స్ అట్లా క్రాప్స్ చేంజ్ చేస్తారు, రొటేషన్ చేయాలి. సో దెన్ అవర్ సాయిల్ విల్ బికమ్ గుడ్ ఎట్ దట్ టైం. దెన్ అగైన్ రైస్ పెట్టాలి. ఇట్లా రిపీటెడ్ గా రొటేట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటే సాయిల్ లో ఉన్న నైట్రోజనస్ కంటెంట్ డ్యూ టు ద సాయిల్ న్యూట్రిషన్ అనేది డిక్రీజ్ అవ్వకుండా అగైన్ రీగెట్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. ఓకేనా? సో ఇన్ దట్ మేనర్ క్రాప్ రొటేషన్ ఈజ్ యూస్ఫుల్ for nitrogen fixation in the soil. What are the legumes? What are those? Legumes are useful for that. Here see, I am writing alga. About alga first I told alga. And on the basis of this alga, prepare their own food in the presence of photosynthesis, which is having, which is a green patch, which is present at ponds, near pond areas, and which is green, which are green patches, okay na, and which is having, also having chlorophyll. What I told other point, half of the oxygen is produced by, half of the oxygen is produced by alga, produced by alga. Who is the talking? Keep your phone mute. And next one is, keep your phones mute all. Nitrogen fixation bacteria. Nitrogen fixation bacteria. What is that I told? Venkateshwarlu? Shreyansh? Yatishwar, are you there? What is the nitrogen fixation bacteria? Now only I told. Say. Rhizobium. Are you listening or not concentrating? Rhizobium bacteria. Dhananjay, keep your phone mute. So, which is present near peas, legumes, in legumes. Shreyansh, who is that talking? Dhananjay only? Legumes, in legumes. Example, peas, moong beans. Why you are not responding for questions? Moong beans, peas, moong beans. ఇలాంటి క్రాప్స్ వేసినప్పుడు దీస్ ఆల్ ఆర్ కమ్స్ అండర్ లెగ్యూమ్స్. ఆన్సరింగ్ లేదు అంటున్నా, మీరు ఆన్సర్ ఇవ్వట్లేదు. రైజోబియం మూంగ్ బీన్స్ అంటే you can talk, nothing will happen, okay na. And I asked now only, not you, but I am asking, you can also respond. Whoever name I got in. Moong beans means these moong dal is there, green gram dal, pesarlu. These all are that type legumes nana, పల్లీలు ఇలాంటివన్నీ క్రాప్స్ పెట్టిన తర్వాత once again we rotate that one, means సాయిల్ న్యూట్రియస్ కాంపోనెంట్స్ అన్ని న్యూట్రియన్స్ అన్ని న్యూట్రియన్స్ మొత్తం ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతాయి అన్నమాట, రీబూట్ అవుతాయి సాయిల్ లో అగైన్, బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ఈ లెగ్యూమ్స్ అనేవి ఆ రైజోబియం బ్యాక్టీరియాకి షెల్టర్ ఇస్తాయి. ఈ రూట్ న్యూడ్యూల్స్ తో అది షెల్టర్ తీసుకొని ఆ నోడ్యూల్స్ లో ఏం చేస్తుంది, నైట్రోజన్ ని ఫిక్స్ చేస్తుంది. సో డ్యూ టు దట్ సాయిల్ న్యూట్రియన్స్ అనేవి ఆటోమేటిక్ గా ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతాయి కదా వన్స్ ఈ క్రాప్స్ పెట్టిన తర్వాత, ఆఫ్టర్ హార్వెస్టింగ్ నెక్స్ట్ సాయిల్ అనేది అట్లా డెవలప్ అవుతుంది అనమాట డ్యూ టు దిస్. సో దీస్ లెగ్యూమ్స్ ఆర్ యూస్ఫుల్ లైక్ దట్. సో క్రాప్ రొటేషన్ in that manner is useful for increasing soil content. So next one is heterotrophic mode of nutrition in plants. Under the plants also heterotrophs are there, not like human being. Under this also heterotrophic mode nutrition in plants is there. Some plants do not have chlorophyll. Yes, chlorophyll ఉన్నవి మాత్రమే మనకి photosynthesis లో participate చేస్తాయి. And some plants do not have chlorophyll. Hence they cannot synthesize their food by themselves. So at that time that, yes Nana, parasites is the first category I would like to select. Parasites means these are the organisms which lives on or inside of the other bodies, other living organisms body లోపల గానీ బాడీస్ మీద గానీ హోస్ట్ ప్లాంట్ అంటారు వాటిని. Whatever they are selecting for shelter, that is host, and these are parasitic. And they do not have chlorophyll, but non-green plants only, but they'll collect their food from host plant photosynthesis లో పార్టిసిపేట్ చేస్తుంది, దాని మీద ఇది పెరుగుతుంది కదా, ఇట్ ఈస్ డిపెండింగ్ ఆన్ దట్ ఫర్ ఫుడ్. ఓకేనా. ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ ఆర్ కస్కటా అండ్ మిస్ట్లేటో. And the portion of the parasite attached to the stem of the host cascata is a vine-like plant and with the yellowish stem. అండ్ ద ట్వైన్స్ అరౌండ్ బిగ్ ట్రీస్ లైక్ బనియన్ ట్రీ అలాంటి వాటి మీద ఈ కస్కట ప్లాంట్ అనేది షెల్టర్ చేసుకొని డిపెండ్స్ ఆన్ దట్ వాట్ ఎవర్ దట్ క్లైమ్స్ అండ్ లీవ్స్ లైవ్స్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ హోస్ట్ ప్లాంట్. బనియన్ ట్రీ ఇక్కడ హోస్ట్ ప్లాంట్ అవుతుంది. కస్కట is parasite which is depending on other plant. So ora branch, rosema, rafflesia, these all are the types of parasites. Okay, and plant suck roots of the host plant and sucks the food from there. So these are rafflesia type total parasite growing on the roots of the host plant. This is on the stem kada, and this is orobancha rhizoma, sorry, ramose, the young seedling of grow depending on up to 1 year of age. So in that manner parasites are depending on others. And partial parasites, part of nutrition from host, only depends on nutrition for host, not entirely. Here shelter and nutrition both are depends completely on host plants. Those are comes under parasites. Partial means only for food they'll hostoria. So here see vascum, plant attached to host stem cut open to show hostoria sandalwood. This is also interesting parasite. It is commonly grown in jungles of Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Here see, so viscum means hostoria plants. Sandalwood మీద other plant depends on food, that is viscum. Okay, only for food depend అయింది అనుకోండి, that is partial. Both food and shelter depend అయితే that is complete parasite. So insectivorous plants, insectivorous from childhood onwards you are studying. Any insectivorous plant example can you tell? Insectivorous, Yashwant? They trap. Very good. Very good. Very good. From very good. And whatever you told, that one is correct. And they trap and digest the insects. Yes, they trap and digest the insects. Very good. And here they have given picture. This only na. And Venus. That also they given a picture plant. They have given here only. Flytrap. Venus. Here say. See some examples they have given. Venus flytrap, Trichularia, Drosera, and Rafflesia. These are the examples of insectivorous plants. They will trap insects for their food, and they will suck insects into it. And saprotropes. Saprotropes are non-green plants. Example: agarsus, mushroom, fungi, yeast. These are bacteria. These all are types of saprotropes and get their food from dead or decaying organisms. And for decomposition, these are most probably important. Fungus, fungi, mushroom. Mushroom ante fungi related. Yeast and bacteria. Yeast, bread molds, all these. Okay, fermentation process, whatever that in idli batter, dosha batter, how they are increasing inside carbon dioxide producing there because of the yeast presence. And bacteria is also curd bacteria, whatever that. Those all are comes under saprotropes. Okay, fungi are the main decomposers of wood. Fungi is the main decomposer. And symbiosis ante sharing of life. Now only I told symbiosis is the combination of two Greek words. Sim means with and means biosis means living. So which means living together, sharing their life. That whatever legumes, root nodules and rhizobium bacteria in that manner. Alga giving shelter, taking shelter from some places near. Here alga is an autotroph, nana, saprophyte, fungus and alga. So in that manner they are sharing their life. Alga is giving food to fungus, fungus giving carbon dioxide to alga. In that manner those are developing and they are sharing their life themselves. So in that manner. And replenishment of nutrients in soil. So continuous farming. Now only I told due to that crop rotation, legumes and then cereals. అట్లా రిపీట్ చేస్తూ ఉండాలి, రొటేట్ చేస్తుండాలి. దెన్ ఓన్లీ ఫెర్టిలైజర్స్ స్టే అవుతాయి సాయిల్ లో, ఆర్ ఎల్స్ విల్ లాస్ దట్ nutrients from the soil. In that manner we can understand. Up to here I'll stop.